So thanks for inviting me. I feel myself like a fireman who should react immediately for two things: that logical analysis of theology by atheists is possible, and second, that it is possible at all. So I would like to reserve some time for discussion. So we will not use any transparencies or PowerPoints. The reason is that 20 years ago it was very original to use such things. Now it is very original to abstain from music, so I will use my voice as the only technical device, and of course a sheet of paper. However, I will not read. So of course everything depends how we understand logical problems, how we understand language, and how we understand theology. I am not very versed in the last problem. However, I will say something also about this question. So as far as the matter concerns logic, so we must divide logic into logic in the narrow sense of sensu stricto, and logic in a wider sense, which covers formal logic, theory of deduction, let's say, and semantic. The second part is semantics, and the third part is methodology. So I will focus on semantics and formal logic. However, semantics also can be understood as more narrow, formal semantics, and more widely as syntax semantics and pragmatics. So the logical strength is going the debate from syntax, which is well-defined, semantics, theory of reference, which of course creates several problems, and pragmatics, which is not very much logical, so to speak. However, if we consider language of any field, like theology, for example, so pragmatics is indispensable. You cannot skip pragmatic features of theological language, similarly as any other language restricted to a particular discipline. As far as the matter concerns theology, I consider theology as an academic discipline. So theologians try to systematize ideas. So if we consider theology as something private, mystical, something like that, so logical analysis has not very much to say about such theological language. However, of course, from its external point of view, something can be done. Maybe the most important question is the relation between revelation and theology. So in order to prepare this talk, Oxford Handbook of Philosophical Theology, and almost every paper, when restricted and devoted, most papers are to Christian theologians, starts with assumption that theologians must presuppose some ideas from revelation. I am not sure, I'm not a theologian, of course. However, I see also a possibility of completely secular theology. the sense. So it focuses on being, which of course shares some properties with God as understood by Christianity or Judaism or Islam. However, it's not of the God of revelation, so it is a rational being, like in the case of Leibniz, some theists, pantheists, and for example, we derive or accept the existence of such a godlike being by arguments similar to the principle of sufficient reason or something like that. For example, when they says that God created the world and then he's not interested in what is going further, so they thought about such entity. However, of course, if we accept theology in such this or that sense, Christian, Judaism, or Islam itself, the revelation introduce some semantic concept. This is a problem that I will show that it creates additional problems, because theologians who assume revelation are bounded in a sense. They cannot do everything what is perceived from the point of view of logic, for example. I don't say inclined by logic. It has to be careful. Now, in order to be faithful to the intention of this conference, so I will consider theological language as related. So let L be the theological language in this sense, related to theology, in this understanding. So we of course should and can consider L from syntactic, semantic, and pragmatic point of view, and also we can should say that this language is governed by a definite logical system. And it takes the simplest assumption that it is first order classical language, but it is not necessary assumption. So I like this logic and consider first order classical logic as the logic. However, I have nothing against using modern logic or a consistent logic as though it does, or any other intuitionist. So the first thing is to investigate or to say something about the structure of this logic. So I am very far from claiming that logic or language of theology should be formalized. I think this postulate goes too far. However, we can use one of Tarski's proposals, who said that if we consider a concrete scientific language of a definite theory of understanding intuitive sense, there's no reason to say this. There are theories in theology, so it's something between informal or natural language, formalized language, it says specified language. Sufficiently specified language. It is not formalized, but it is not also completely informal. So a specified language requires, delimitation of vocabulary, so you must know which items, linguistic items are taken into account, the syntactic structure. You must divide vocabulary, nominal vocabulary, so to speak, into proper names, predicates, connectives, and other operators shouldn't be remain to free decision of user. As far as the issue concerns theology, for example, we must decide whether we use the term God as a proper name, or as a predicate, because it is a difference when we, for example, analyze proper name God or a predicate is godlike or it is godish. So completely different, not completely, but for example, if we use classical logic, so it is impossible to consider God as an empty. However, it is possible with respect to the predicate, is God like godish? Classical logic doesn't exclude empty predicates. Now, but I will argue that in a sense we can ignore this distinction. Why it is important? Because very frequently, as a person, unbeliever, so I will say that, okay, you are not able to analyze the problem of God's existence. Atheism is simply impossible. Quite clever, looking as clever philosophers argue for example, Gilson, or in Poland, one of the most respected Thomists, Sisters deduced, very philosophical. She says atheists cannot express their views properly. So, because I am very, very sad when I read such opinions, I don't agree. I see that they can because they do that. So it is a very simple logical theory. Something is, it is possible. Yeah. So Bible calls it as a joke. So how to solve this question? So let Alice as a theological language is understood as a set of sentences. And now we can construct a subset of A, let's say A prime, and identify A prime with a set of assertions, logical assertions about the cause. And now there is no reason to assume in advance, a priori, that L prime is inconsistent. So if we assume that L prime is consistent, so by the Gödel-Marx of completeness theorem, we of course automatically accept that L prime as a model. And we can investigate this. Yes, of course. Model is a classical sense in is a structure which has its universe and individual distinct object related to individual constant of predicates, relations. So now, if God is considered as an individual constant, we automatically assume that this constant refers to divine name, it refers to something in this model. If it is a predicate, of course, we can argue that it's empty, or refer to empty set or not. So we have two ways to investigate this problem of reference. However, there is a problem, of course. If we consider God as an individual constant, we must characterize, we must use a definite description in order to introduce this entity. Of course, now there are several possibilities which are partly dependent on revelation or philosophical view of someone who investigates this positive philosophical view of atheism, anti-atheism, something like that. We can think about rational theologians or theologians referring to any revelation, Christian, Judaistic, other, or even about atheists who claim that for this or that reason proper names is empty, refers. It doesn't refer to any object or the predicate is empty. So that's the simplest way to do something like that by atheists is to criticize proofs or God's existence, proof or arguments that is empty, it is constant, doesn't refer to any object, or this predicate is empty. That is an important logical problem. Namely, it is impossible to prove that something doesn't exist in this model unless we, of course, argue that this object is inconsistent, or it's inconsistent internally or externally, namely that its existence is at odds with some accepted theory. Of course, not easy. However, it is possible. On the advance, claiming that atheists should prove non-existence of God is simply absent from metallurgical. It's impossible to do that from scratch. Proofs of existence must be related to theory, as a statement, or something like that. Now, if we investigate this model, it doesn't mean that we investigate the real world. So, of course, an assumption that our model is related to the real world, theories is something different. We need another machinery in order to say that our investigator model is related to is equal, is related to the real one. So, for this reason, theist and atheist can debate. Their debates are not meaningless because they can suspend or neutralize existential claims as related to the real universe. So it is fairly possible to analyze the logical structure of theological language, theological argument, the same of course also atheistic language, atheistic arguments, without need to assume that we are speaking about the universe. It is a very, I guess, profitable way of debating this question. And another is immediately leads to some emotional accusations, malicious, hidden intention. Smuggling of some hidden assumption, and so on. Of course, from some point of view, such a strategy is very easy, because for any statement A, we can construct sets of sentences which entail this statement as a conclusion. So it is not very difficult to prove the existence or even non-existence of God, because we always can construct a suitable set of sentences in order to reach our conclusion. Because another story, the problem is whether our premises are consistent, coherent, or faithful even to some general idea. However, without such preliminary work, we cannot even ask whether our philosophical, theological views are consistent with science, inconsistent with science, consistent with revelation, inconsistent with revelation. So nothing comes from nothing, so to speak. So, nicht ex nihilo nihil fit, also in logic, in ontology. Now the last remarks, I cannot skip the problem of how revelation, Christian revelation, because it is or participants of formalization, how logical analysis is related to revelation. Now probably comes a disagreement between me and anybody who seriously takes revelation. Of course, I also seriously take constants and restrictions coming from revelation. However, disagreement comes to the point that, in my opinion, constraints revelation really create difficulties. Take, for example, creation ex nihilo, creation from nothing. So it is, of course, imposed by Christian revelation, Christian theology. How it is other? I think that it is a disputable question when the Polish translation of Genesis, translation, which was published 10 years ago, something like that, Sasha Pekarich, Rabbi, he invited several people to discuss this translation. I was also invited. Others, Czesław Miłosz was a person earlier translated fragments of Zimbabwe. At first I wanted to refuse, but he asked me, and I said, I have nothing to say about this book. However, I carefully read, and in my opinion, the problem of creation from nothing in Hebrew Bible is not so simple, because there are passages which suggest that, for example, light was eternal. Anyway, so in Christian theology, the issue is settled by dogma. And I think that Aquinas was very, very clever, because he observed that it cannot be proved. It cannot be proved. However, as far as I know, he didn't explain why. In my opinion, the phrase creation from nothing entirely consists of ordinary words. So we know what is creation, what is from, what does it mean, and maybe not very, perhaps we don't know completely clearly what the word nothing means. Well, we have certain very fixed intuition. Certainly, the theological meaning of this phrase is different than ordinary meaning. Philosophers, Christian philosophers, Catholic, made enormous efforts in order to explain these differences. For example, analogical concepts, other concepts. However, I am not sure whether these attempts are successful. I mean, in order to justify logical analysis, because the theologian tell me, look, this is a dogma, and the issue is over. So I can say, okay, for you, but not for me. For example, when I investigated Thomistic arguments, I see proofs, because Aquinas used the term demonstrationes. His arguments have a very definite logical structure, namely syllogism. He tells us what is the middle terms of this syllogism. So clearly he used metalogical or logical instrumentarium, so to speak. So I don't think that he considered his arguments as only ways, means of persuasion, something like that. He wanted to give logical arguments. So, and if some theological phrases occur in such argument, for example, concept cause, I think that they can prove that almost all arguments are burdened by the mistake, the error of so-called form meanings. For example, the cause in premises, the cause in conclusion doesn't mean the same. Sometimes I am surprised that very penetrated authors don't see this situation. However, in order to finish and to use one of yesterday's lectures, faith makes miracles, even in logic. Thank you.